Eddie and Natasha have been together for 9 years. They finally got engaged last year, but money is tight and their wedding day seemed a long way off. Until now, because we're giving them €10,000 to pay for the big day. But there is a catch. Eddie will have to organise the whole thing alone, and in the presence of a lawyer, they've agreed to have no contact with each other until the big day.
Are you sure about this? Handing control over to Eddie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Boy, what do you make of this one?
Oh, and one more thing. Eddie must do it all in just 3 weeks.
He just wants to get married. He doesn't really care if it's in a nice hotel or whatever, and he just wants to get things done.
Cracking up. I mean, like, look, I've nothing booked, nothing done. It's getting silly at this stage.
Will this relationship end up in shreds?
I can't wait to just shake him and be like, why did you do that?
Or can she count on her man?
I'm getting all panicky now.
It's like walking on thin ice.
Fuck it.
And if we don't fall through, we'll be lucky.
Can this domestic disaster of a groom deliver the glamorous wedding his bride-to-be has always dreamed of? Just remember the golden rule. Don't tell the bride. Natasha and Eddie shared many great experiences together. They travelled the world and settled in Canada for 2 years before recently returning home with their lucky mascot.
We have this little teddy that we carry, we bring everywhere on our travels, and it's like pictures of the teddy at the pyramids and everywhere, like you name it, we take the teddy, like.
But their romance wasn't born against the exotic backdrop of the pyramids or Table Mountain. No, it happened outside the chip shop in Waterford, and Eddie had a chat-up line that was pure Shakespeare.
All he said was, would you like a curry chip? It could be our first meal together. And I remember I was like, oh God, what a chat-up line, like.
So was it love at first bite?
Was it love at first sight for you?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
It kind of, after I'd say about 3 months, I was kind of hooked, like, so.
3 months.
I
So no,
I meant
wasn't
after-
love at first sight then.
Natasha and Eddie both come from Waterford, but now they've made their home in Limerick City. And having travelled the world together, there was just one thing left for Eddie to do before their return.
We were doing a big trip of America on our way back home to Ireland, and our first stop was in Hawaii. And he came out with the teddy, but he had the ring on the teddy's little hand. And he half got down on one knee and shut up straight away. But then he said some really nice stuff to me, and I was like crying as usual.
They're made for each other. They just kind of bounce off each other.
As soon as they got together, I knew they'd be getting married.
But before they can be together forever, for the first time in 9 years, they have to spend 3 weeks apart. Today, Natasha moves back to her father's house in Waterford.
You nervous?
Yeah, kind of. The dress. Like, I think that's the one thing that I'm worrying about the most. If the type of dress that I want, it's not on paper, it's not in shops, and it's not online. It's probably something that you can't buy. I'm taking Coco.
All right. You only have 5 things. Like, get the venue, some dresses, organise a stag night, the hen night.
Unbelievable. How could it be just 4 things to organise a wedding? People plan their weddings for like
And flowers.
5 years.
Flowers be 5.
A brave man and courageous man, like, because, you know, he doesn't know he's let himself in for anyway.
Leaving her big day in Eddie's hands, Natasha packs her things. Eddie won't see her again until she walks up the aisle at her own wedding.
I just don't think that it's hit him yet. I think he's been acting completely way too relaxed about the whole thing.
This is about me, I suppose, showing her, you know, I love her and that. By doing this, giving her a real good day out. So that's, I want to do it all my own way.
Eddie'd be a kind of unpredictable character that, if, you know, he'd make up his mind kind of like that, you know, and he would shock you.
You put it in the wider one.
Yeah.
Eddie's quite a messer. He would tell a lot of jokes. Sometimes he can get really annoying though.
Oh, look, I'm writing it down for you step by step, okay? Powder, impress. Mind this now.
I know that I have to put in the work to make, supposed to make it the day that Natasha wants it to be. So, yeah, it's definitely a test.
You too.
Don't be nervous.
Sure, what's there to be nervous about when responsibility for the biggest day of their lives is in the hands of a man who struggles to organise his own kitchen?
I'm gonna miss you now. You know, when you're used to talking to someone every day or seeing someone every day, then all of a sudden, you know, they're just not there.
The longest we've ever been apart, I'd say, has been like 4 nights maybe. So it's going to be hard.
But in the middle of those 3 or 4 days, we would have been ringing each other or texting each other. So realistically, it might have only been 1 day when we had like no contact whatsoever. Come on. Yo, good luck. I just don't know what I'm going to do, you know. I don't know, to me that's probably going to be the hardest thing. Just being here. And I don't really know what I'm going to do, to be honest. I'm just going to have to wait and see.
So Eddie's plan is to wait and see. In the meantime, Eddie's loss is Natasha's father's gain. She's staying with him in Dunmore East. Natasha will be the first of his 3 daughters to get married, adding a new chapter to some very precious memories.
My dad does get very emotional when he speaks about my mum and his wedding. Like, he's always telling me, like when me and Eddie first got engaged, he'd always remind me of little details of what he'd done for her on her wedding day, even though they both planned it.
Natasha's mum, Marion, passed away 6 years ago, and John now lives alone in the family home.
I'd love Natasha and to get ready here on the wedding morning, because there was that spirit of marrying my late wife and my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. Them 3 spirits will be looking down on her here, because this is where she was born and bred. So you're home now for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was really weird leaving him last night. Really weird.
Yeah.
Still hasn't sunk in. I don't think it'll sink in onto the actual day of the wedding either.
He's a good man, like, you know him now for the last 9 years. He's like a brother I never had, like.
Yeah. He really appreciates and can see how special it's going to be for me on the day. To not know a thing, going in head first and not expecting, and like not knowing what to expect, I should say.
Eddie is also back with his mother in County Waterford to arrange a church ceremony near to the family home in Tramore. And his first task is assembling an elite team of wedding planners. Best man Ray and groomsman Paddy.
They're capable of anything, the 3 of them. Sometimes they're so out there and so mad that God knows what would happen.
I've known Eddie now nearly 20 years. We were made sit beside each other in 5th class, and we were moved within about 3 hours because we were just having a laugh down the back.
All set for this?
Oh, we are back.
Let's get it sorted out.
Let's get cracking.
My experience now with this kind of thing is 0. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, or I don't know why I'm here, to be honest.
Okay, maybe it's not such an elite team, but surely anything can be achieved with a realistic, common sense approach.
There's only 5 things involved in a wedding, though, isn't there?
More or less.
How are you thinking of getting to the church?
Supposed to get a fancy car for,
Yeah. Well, kind of old-style car would be cool.
yeah, like 300.
Music, Eddie. Who are you thinking?
That's important.
That's 1,000, I'd say. Like, I've been to a few weddings when the food is grand, but the band is cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking if you had a kind of beach thing, you know, like
You know, he got engaged in Hawaii and stuff like that, so there's a lot that associates with a beach team. I don't know how we can incorporate it exactly, like, we'll have to look into that. Like, as I said, we're going through, you know, like, the centerpieces and maybe stuff in and around the back, like. It sounds like a good idea to me, realistically, but hopefully we can get it done. Expand on beach team now, what?
so like sea, sand, sun, no, that kind of thing.
Or like an old fish on the table or something.
Fish on a table, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, in the centerpieces, you
Yeah.
could have fish swimming around.
I don't see why he's kind of making things difficult for himself. Like, when just have a standard wedding, never and be grand. You know, a few points afterwards. You know.
The only thing on the wedding planning table right now seems to be fish, and 3 words that seldom go together: Irish beach party.
Well, lads, what do you think of this Hawaiian theme? What do you think, Ray? Good idea, Paddy. Are you going to wear a hula skirt?
Time for Natasha to look at her perfect vision of a wedding venue. And guess what? Not a beach in sight.
The venue as well, I think, is a big thing. Like, she wants her fairy tale, you know, the big white wedding.
The trees. Oh.
It's stunning. I really hope he does pull it out of the bag because this means everything to Natasha.
Oh, lads.
Imagine being greeted at the door with a glass of champagne.
On the red carpet.
While Eddie is thinking grass skirts, Natasha's venue is more green lawns and a touch of classic old-style grandeur.
Stately.
Victorian.
Yeah.
I want a completely different wedding to anyone else.
Wow.
Something kind of with a vintage feel.
Normally your drinks reception would be set up on the centre table here.
I'd hate to have my reception in just an average hotel. Something, I know it's cliche, but something like on, I don't know if that's something on the side of the road.
Funny she should say that, because Eddie just so happens to have his eye on this hotel in the middle of Waterford city. And the road is quite nearby.
Now, this is the main function room.
It's an old established city hotel with a reception room full of tapestry. But is that what Eddie's looking for?
I think the most important thing about a wedding is basically everyone goes out, has a good time, everything goes to plan, and there's no big drama or no rushing and racing. Is there a curfew, or how long can the band play for?
Well, 12:30 normally, then you can apply for a bar extension. That goes on till 2 o'clock.
This is the Manon room.
Back at Faithleg, Natasha is smitten by the white wonderland that makes up the main banqueting hall.
I love the bird cages.
They're beautiful, aren't they? Yeah.
Gorgeous.
They're the real vintage look.
Yeah. Next time I'll be doing this now, I'll be married one.
3 weeks.
Your first time to be under that chandelier there, I'd say.
Correct.
It'd be very nice.
That would be nice. Yeah. And what time does the bar stay open until again?
2:30.
It's not bad. There's a residence bar as well.
There's a
There
residence
is
bar.
a residence bar.
The lads have different priorities. The residence bar makes for a powerful argument. But do the walls full of artistic tapestries pose any problem to Eddie's plans of a Hawaiian-themed wedding?
We're thinking of a beach kind of theme, kind of slash Hawaiian, summertime type situation. With regards to the walls, is it possible to have drapes put up?
It's going to be hard for you to get an Hawaiian look in it, you know?
Yeah, not even Hawaii, more so beach. Relax, sea, beach type thing.
Do you have surfboards yourself?
Well, yeah,
saying is
I can get that, but
we could put a couple of surfboards behind the back of the top table.
His plans for a Hawaiian paradise may turn out to be a bit of a washout. Meanwhile, for Natasha, it just keeps getting better and better.
I would really feel like a princess. And then look at the view.
Her view is all hills and valleys. His is more yachts and galleys.
that's lovely. Nice, isn't it?
The bridal suite. Oh my gosh.
Natasha. That is
Wow.
Natasha's discovering that with the right venue, life can be a bed of roses.
Does it look all romantic?
fairly good. I think this is the dream location. I think it's exactly what Natasha would want.
But dreams don't always come true, and right now Eddie is dreaming of a good deal for his 70 guests.
€40 per head. Works out at 2,800.
I mean, that to me seems like a lot for, a midweek wedding on a Tuesday.
Eddie will do it completely for a good deal. Eddie loves a good deal.
Can we just round it off at 35 per person? As you can see, I'm not the best at maths.
I can do that for you, 35.
That's fair enough.
Okay?
Very much.
Okay.
Eddie's booked the very first place he's seen, while Natasha sees things a little differently.
This venue would be perfect. I could picture people where they were sitting, or me over chatting to someone, Eddie up at the bar with his tie or his bow tie all loosened, and he's like, oh, I'm married now, I can relax, kind of thing. I could, everything just kind of fell into place.
Having struck a good bargain on the venue, there's new hope for the Hawaiian theme. So Eddie is off in search of some props that will transform his wedding into the perfect beachless beach party.
Budget-wise, I think I'm doing really well. The Granville was $24.50 in total for the 70 people.
Got a surfer dude here. Quite an unusual and iconic piece.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool now, in fairness, yeah.
Giant spade.
Nice.
Perfect for digging a giant hole for himself.
What do you think of something like that?
But I do like it.
And Paddy, give it a go there.
And Paddy soon finds his favourite prop. Well, he does tire easily, bless him.
That wouldn't be bad now.
Just picture yourself there with a cocktail and that, like, drinking away, happy out.
And put it in a cocktail bar.
Cocktail bar would be good.
Yeah.
Then you can have,
Sex
make
on
your
the
own
beach.
drinks. Yeah. Make vodka drinks and things. Everything, you just get them.
Eddie picks his favourites, and to help picture the scene, a picture of the scene.
Certainly this is doable, definitely doable.
You can stand underneath it for the photographs maybe and stuff.
Yeah.
I think she'd be happy enough with that. You know Natasha's easygoing anyway.
Yeah.
More than a week has already passed, and at home in Limerick, Eddie is having trouble with his white goods.
It's not on.
I'm wondering what's he done, what hasn't he done, what he has left to do. And I hope he just didn't jump into any kind of a venue. I hope he actually thought it through.
So far, all he's done is booked a hotel in Waterford City. The rest of his plans are in a bit of a spin.
You right there, boy?
Here, how do you work this thing? Look, it's all set to go.
I forget about it, but I have beer. It's grand.
I'm tired, but things are slowly starting to come together now. And I suppose all in all, if things just fall together on the day, I think it'll work out nice.
Perhaps they could have a more can-do attitude and do fewer cans. Meanwhile, Natasha and her sister get to share a precious moment with their mum's wedding dress.
Oh my gosh, look at her waist.
I think it's a 6, is it?
The fact that we still have my mum's dress and the fact that it's still perfect, it means a lot to me and my two sisters. Like, we've been through a lot, obviously. I remember her running outside and everything in it. And she'd be like, yeah, you can play with that. She didn't care. Then I fix it.
I suppose on any occasion, big occasion, like we always remember our mother, but I suppose especially this time now, I know that it was always something that she dreamed of with Natasha's wedding. Like, so wait, if that fit you, would you have used it?
Yeah, I think so.
We had a great life together, like, a few years we were married, but the girls were destroyed, like, I think they never got over her loss, like, but that's, you have to move on, like,
Did she get it made?
No. Remember her and Mum went up to Dublin?
Oh, she got it in Dublin.
Yeah.
God only knows where I'll get mine. Won't be Dublin anyway. I'll feel her anyway on the day, but it'll just... I want people to be able to say, you look like your mum. Lovely picture of this and then my dress beside it. Be lovely. Like, I talk to her all the time, so I think she'd be really excited if she was here.
This groom has a lot to live up to, so get ready. It's time for 3 men and a wedding dress.
What kind of shape could you describe Natasha to me? So we can kind of judge what would really work for her.
I don't even know how to describe that. I mean... Medium? Yeah,
medium.
Okay.
If he's going to get one thing wrong, I think it would be the dress. Yeah.
Would she have a good bust? Would she be slimmer at the waist then,
Yeah, I'd say, like you just said there, a good bust and that kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, one time he bought her a dress on holidays and it was yellow and it had a big flare on it and it was awful. And he was like, bless him, it was so sweet, but it was awful and he thought it was lovely.
It's not looking good. And although Natasha's dress will be bought by Eddie, she's taking a trip with the girls to see what's out there.
Gorgeous.
But remember, she can try, but she's not allowed to buy.
Every girl wants like the perfect dress on the day, and I think that he has to get that right. Definitely has to get that right.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Shirley and
This is Julie and Amy.
Hi.
I want a dress that not only shows off my personality, but will show mine and Eddie's relationship as well. Something really elegant, classy, timeless, simple. It's not too fussy, it's not too plain, it's not too dressy. It's just exactly what Natasha, like it's our day, so I wanted to emphasise. Not really making sense now.
Would you like our model to try that one on?
I must admit, I'm not crazy about the top half. The strapless.
Okay.
I think I'd nearly veer away from that altogether. Maybe even something more with this kind of a style strap. Not too sure if this is a strap, but I wouldn't like those so much. But more that kind of ones.
At least he's sure about one thing. The dress should have straps. Shame Natasha doesn't see it that way.
That is
Oh
the
my
one.
Not a strap in sight.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Little bow. So cute.
I really like it.
Stunning.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I do really like it.
I think it's the detail on the top that just makes it so beautiful.
But what you make of this one? It's got that nice strappy feature you were looking for there.
Yeah, that is...
At least Eddie knows how to delegate, sitting back while Ray and Paddy do all the legwork.
This one, I think.
Not big on... No, maybe not. You see the big kind of V in the front there.
But what about this one? No, it doesn't have any straps or anything, but it's got the nice plain look you're going for.
That's exactly what we're looking for, basic.
But with straps, kind of.
Yeah.
Plain, basic, no straps. When you buy for Natasha, it's anybody's guess.
Now I'm really scared because I really like, well, especially the first one that I tried on. So, like, trying to telepathically tell him.
No contact includes telepathy, which is a shame, because Eddie is completely dumbfounded.
No, not what I thought at all.
Okay, so not what you have in your mind for Natasha.
No, far too much.
Too much going on with this.
Wait till, yeah, I don't even know why I picked that now. It just looks completely different. It's like a communion dress.
Okay, so maybe less skirt, maybe less lace on it.
Less everything.
Okay.
He's decided less is more. Unfortunately, he couldn't be more wrong.
I love it.
So you can see that going up to church?
Yes. Definitely.
I think this is her dress, I'd say.
And the best man doesn't always give the best advice.
So you don't want, you're thinking no veil at all then?
I think that would genuinely take from the dress. It's so simple, plain. It's not plain, like, you know, you have your detail there, but it's not overdone.
For Natasha, more is definitely more. She's found a veil, a very long veil.
Just 5 more minutes. This was love at first sight. I'm getting all panicky now. I have no idea how he's going to make the decision.
He's already made one, with a completely different dress.
Don't be breathing on her neck either, that's just weird.
But at least he remembered the accessories.
I'll buy.
Eddie buy this dress.
We just have our price then. I mean, shoes, earrings and necklace. Definitely be talking about €350 usually for those. So, but if you're buying everything together, maybe 1,200 for you. Would you be happy with that?
Could you even meet me in the middle somewhere? 11.
All right, we'll shake on 11.
Is that fair enough?
All right, you happy with that, Eddie? Congratulations
Thank you
and well
very
done.
much. Thanks for your time. Thank you. I'm actually happy with that. Slightly confident even. I think it's really nice and I think that she's going to like it.
Fingers crossed. Now the lads head back to Limerick and more familiar shopping territory, hiring suits. And for Steady Eddie, a simple navy two-piece.
How do you find that, Eddie?
Really like it.
Nice suit.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
The price is also a perfect fit.
That suit, as it works out with shirts, you need shirts from all and everything, is €70.
So 70.
So how many suits was it? You need 5.
5.5. Yeah.
5.
Well, it's 70 each as well.
350.
350.
And the page boy will bring it to 420.
420. Could we go 4 and throw in these shoes and his shoes?
400. Yeah, leave it €400 altogether. So try that.
So my budget for the suits was about 700. So I didn't expect it to be this reasonable. And you know, the shoes and everything, so I'm definitely happy with that. I obviously overpriced it, thought it'd be a bit more expensive.
They've even managed to persuade Paddy to put one on.
Yeah, looks well.
With the wedding now only 6 days away and still no idea what's going on, Natasha's beginning to wonder what she's got herself into.
The whole situation has just been so strange, not being able to see or speak to Eddie. The past 2 weeks they've gone fast, but it's been a struggle. It's been very hard. I don't think I could ever do it again. I think everything should be done by now. I think he should be just relaxing, definitely. And that he's just going to enjoy his last few days of freedom.
He's not that relaxed, and not quite everything is done, like booking wedding day transport and inviting guests by phone. And he still has to invite the most important guest of all. He has a plan. Well, sort of.
Hopefully what you could do is basically a message in a bottle type thing. Put a message into a bottle, leave it on the beach, she finds it. This is probably the one thing so far that I can't go off and make phone calls about or do myself. So probably a little bit apprehensive about that. Obviously I'll put the note into it, tell her the date, and you could leave it maybe on Dunmore Beach for her. Dunmore, right? Yeah.
So Paddy sets off on an important mission, while Eddie takes a moment to reflect on what may be the most important week of his life.
I suppose I wanted to go out in the water just to relax for a few minutes. I felt like it's been a crazy week. It's been hard. And just to relax. And then I suppose today we're going to go in and get the bridesmaids dresses. So that'll be my sister Anna and Natasha's sister Sonia for that. And then basically drive to Limerick this evening for work tomorrow. So I probably spent about 10 grand on petrol at this stage already.
And now some advice from the woman who knows him best. And his mum Eleanor thinks Eddie is a man on the edge.
But you're going to have to give the girls a chance now today and listen to what they say to you now.
Girls have about an hour to get this done.
You can't, Eddie. They'll run out of the shop, they'll leave you there on your own.
They'll be picking the dresses, won't they?
No, well, they won't wear it. You'll be wearing it yourself. He's literally ready to explode. Literally ready to explode now. I mean, he came down today and asked him about he got the dress and he said he got it, and I said, well, Ed, what's it like? Look, he said, I just got it. He's so exhausted and tense and he wouldn't even describe to me what the dress was like. No. See you later. God bless. Bye.
Meanwhile, on a beach in Dunmore, Paddy's following the plan, which unfortunately didn't involve checking out what time the tide came in. His instructions are to place it on a path surrounded by shells. Easier said than done. Paddy's now in serious danger of losing his bottle.
I reckon it's doable. Have to be quick, like.
What Paddy needs now is a wave of inspiration. With his mum already concerned about Eddie's stress levels, this probably isn't what he needs right now. A trip to the shops with bridesmaids, Sonia and Anna.
I'm not looking forward to going shopping with them at all. No, it's something I hope is just quick and easy, painless, in and out, see what we want done.
I've never gone shopping with Eddie before, so it'll be a new thing. He'll want to get it done really quick though, so it'll be like a rush thing.
So how much are you willing to spend?
I was hoping to keep it under 300 for the two dresses.
For the two?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's doable. Like, that's 150 each.
What colour are you wearing?
We're wearing navy suits.
Okay. Navy, dark green.
Dark green, yeah.
Dark red.
All right. Maybe it does.
So far, so good. Until they hit the rails.
No.
No.
Oh, hell no.
No.
No way.
That's nice, no?
All the dresses you're showing us are short.
Yeah.
No, they're so short. You said no to blue, Eddie.
So what colour did you say again?
Dark green.
Dark green.
Or a dark red.
Wait, a little green number has caught Eddie's eye.
That type of colour, but obviously.
Do you honestly think that's nice?
Oh, it's green. No?
Oh God, Anna. It's not going great so far. I mean, we found the colour, but not the type of dress yet. They're all very short and I don't want my legs out, so I want something long, so. There's nothing here, Ed. We have to go somewhere else.
Yeah. We need to go somewhere else.
Well, we'll just go now then, because, you know, let's just get going.
Yeah, we need to go, yeah.
Back in Dunmore, Paddy is still all at sea with his message in a bottle. He needs to revert to plan B. He just doesn't happen to have one.
It's raining as well, like, sea's pretty rough. Your bottle's gonna float away in the sea, basically, like.
Sure. Yeah.
What about leaving in the pub for her or something, like?
Well, I don't see many other options.
Brilliant. Plan B is look for the nearest pub.
How are you? Can I help you?
I have an invitation here for Natasha Hosey. She's getting married to my friend Eddie Kiely.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could put this on the table for her. You could get her sat beside the fire.
No problem. What does she look like so I know?
She's brown hair, kind of shoulder length.
Okay.
With that description, Eddie could end up asking the wrong woman to marry him.
You've met women before, have you?
I've
You
met
know?
one, yeah.
What this plan needs is a woman's touch. So Paddy sends an SOS to Natasha's friend Niamh. Back in Kilkenny, Eddie has tried plan B, C and D, going from shop to shop, and still hasn't convinced the girls to try on one single dress.
No, there was absolutely nothing we could work with even consider. So, it was a disaster, really.
It's been ridiculous. Not your fault, but this hasn't worked out at all. And so we're going to be guessing at flowers and all kinds of arrangements. And it's up in the air now. We're talking about what other options we have between work, school, different counties. There's a lot of obstacles, and it leaves an extremely limited amount of time to actually get this done. That's it. That's it. Fuck it.
Closing time. The bridesmaids aren't dressed, and Eddie's not impressed. But in Dunmore, Niamh has persuaded Natasha to come for a pre-hen drink in her local, with a very familiar-looking table decoration.
Hi, ladies. How are you? What can I get you?
Can I get a glass of white wine, please?
White wine, yeah.
And I'll have a West Coast cooler, please.
No problem.
This is from my apartment.
What?
This is Daddy's vintage vodka bottle that I took from the house a few weeks ago. Did I take it out?
Yeah.
It's well in there anyway.
I'll hold you, Paul.
After a disastrous day, will she finally get the message?
Hi Natasha, I hope that you found my note. I would like to invite you to our wedding on the 8th of October. I'll meet you at the top of the aisle and promise you the best day ever. Love you, Eddie.
Oh, this lady is getting married next Tuesday. Hey.
The past 3 weeks it just feels like he's just been gone. And now that I actually see something that he done, it's just after giving me a bit of relief. And I'm really excited now, really excited.
Let's hope the excitement continues, because the hen night is tonight. So is the stag, and these fine young men are just raring to go. Fortunately, the girls are a little more up for it.
Thanks, Daddy. I love ya.
Bye now.
Natasha can't wait to see what exotic location Eddie has picked for her final night out as a single lady.
So it's the Casbah. We're gonna have to stay there all night.
Or as she calls it, the local pub. Eddie has organised a panty party, but it's not quite as risque as it sounds.
A what?
A customised pair of knickers class.
The oddest thing I've ever heard.
So take your knickers out there and get your needle and thread out.
Okay, this party is officially pants.
The whole making the underwear, it was very, very weird, and I don't know where he got the idea from. It's not like I woke up one morning and was like, Eddie, do you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to make my own knickers.
The lads also wanted to do something daring and different. Then they changed their minds and went for a pint.
We heard you had a stormer on the fucking message in a bottle anyway.
We decided to keep the stag do kind of quiet because the pressure was getting a bit too much for him at the moment, and he just wanted to relax, so he said he'd just have a few pints in a local and having a bit of crack in it.
Having already had the girls in stitches, it's all aboard the karaoke bus for the next leg of the hen night. It's a roller coaster. But now the girls have a feeling of déjà vu.
We've done a 10-minute lap of Waterford on a karaoke bus out of a time warp. And we're back to the cars bar.
I can't wait to just shake him and be like, why did you do that?
And back at the Vic, Paddy is singing the soundtrack to his life.
I sat there nearly lifeless. I'd love to think that Natasha's having a good time tonight.
Like, I'm from Waterford and I love Waterford, don't get me wrong, but I was in Waterford today. I was in Waterford City yesterday. I was in Waterford City the day before.
Oh dear, I wonder if she can guess where her wedding reception is going to be.
So, to be honest with you, he just wants to get married and that's the end of it. Like, he doesn't really care if it's like in a nice hotel or whatever, and he just wants to get things done, like, and stuff like that, so.
Natasha may not see it like that. The waiting is nearly over. Eddie and Natasha get married tomorrow, so he has just 24 hours to put the final touches on what he hopes will be a dream day.
Yeah, they're perfect. Yep.
Meanwhile, a big moment for Natasha. Today she gets her first glimpse of the dress she will wear when she becomes a bride.
No, I don't even know, like, I just hope that it's right. I hope that it's wearable anyway.
Here goes.
All the events are just catching up to her, and I think this is just a highlight that this is the most important piece of everything.
Soon, all will be revealed.
Natasha's the type of person, if you look at her, you know by looking at her face if she likes something or she doesn't. So, you know, if she's not feeling the dress, I think we're going to know about it.
Is he all set? Here we go.
Natasha's dream now hinges on the moment when she takes off this blindfold and sees herself as a bride for the first time.
You look fantastic. I'm just completely shocked that he picked a dress like this.
He did.
Do you know, you picture your dream dress in your head, and I suppose this was it all along. I just didn't know, like, I think it's perfect. That's your train. Look at her.
You remind me of your mother.
He really did take his time, and he really agonised over everything that he bought for you.
Did he?
Yeah, he really wanted you to really love them. And he asked me to give you a message to say that he loves you very much. Okay.
You can definitely forgive him for the party bus now.
Eddie has made his bride feel beautiful. But the question is she a bit overdressed for a beach party?
Just wondering, do they look right there?
We'll fix everything up and then we'll have a walk through.
Yeah.
And once you're happy, then we're happy, yeah?
I mean, I like the overall idea that's going on. I mean, there's small things I wouldn't be too pushed on, like maybe, well, like I said, the surfer guy, maybe the sailor guy, maybe the parrot. Because they're just a little bit too cartoony, I think. While the rest of it looks pretty cool, like. If we took two of these, put them down there by them ones, like for a big stage thing. I like this bar area here. Is it an option to put, you know, something here, some drinks? Or...
Yeah, we put a bowl of fruit on there and a couple of bottles and a few glasses.
With half an idea and a half-decorated room, Eddie's walking a thin line between a Hawaiian paradise and a wet weekend. And it's probably time he took a look at the budget.
I'm happy with the way I'm doing. Some things came in way under budget. For example, the venue was a fantastic deal. So things like that really helped me along the way, which meant I could overspend a little bit on the dress. I have about 200 left out of the 10,000, give or take.
The big day has arrived, and it starts with all the ladies on beauty duty at Natasha's family home. But what's missing from this picture?
Beautiful. Yeah. There's no photographer.
And what about those big day nerves?
She was grand this morning, and then I think it's coming closer and closer to it now, so now she's getting a bit more, ooh.
I wanted a photographer.
The photographer may not be coming, But maybe she'll forget about it when best man Ray makes an important delivery.
Got my dress.
There we go.
Wow. Oh my god. Oh, it's fab, Natasha. Oh my god. Yeah, I love it.
We also have a little wedding dress for Coco.
Ah, yes. There are 3 people in this marriage. Coco, the mascot who's travelled the world with them, gets to dress up as well. Turns out that Coco is a girl.
See you later.
And don't be too late, he's nervous enough as it is, alright?
I'll try not to be.
Alright, see you now.
Bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
The build up to it now is really picking up momentum now because the hours and the minutes and for me to walk down the aisle with her now is going to be the biggest day of my life.
Next, the wedding flowers deliver a few new surprises.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Do you like it?
It's good.
Oh,
pictures?
look.
Ah.
They're pretty as a picture.
Mammy and Mam, and they'll be walking me down the aisle.
If only there was a photographer.
I just assumed he would book a photographer. But maybe he didn't. He'd never do that.
Meanwhile, it's 11 a.m. and the photographer is the last thing on Eddie's mind.
I'll take Eddie, take you and Tasha as my wife.
Yeah, even you can remember that.
I'm son her 2 yolks too.
He's focusing on breakfast and learning his lines. But he's about to be put in the picture.
Well,
I was just wondering, did you get a photographer booked?
He's booked. He should be there about 12-ish. Why?
About 12. Oh, no, because we were just wondering, like, Natasha wanted to get a few pictures done of us kind of getting ready before we get dressed and stuff.
And as if the bride doesn't have enough on her mind, the page boy is tying everyone in knots.
Does anyone know it's tie? Whew. Well, not going to be here as early as we hope, but...
And before the day even starts, Paddy already has egg on his face.
Bit of egg on your chin, Paddy.
And Eddie gets some badly needed tips on how to get married.
You know, when Natasha's coming up the aisle, look back when you hear the music starting, because she'd be delighted you're looking back at her. And you probably shake hands with her dad.
Sort of information.
You know.
Oh, Daddy. You look great.
And you look fantastic
I
too.
don't really.
Yeah. Not yet, but...
She nearly does.
Beautiful.
My baby.
You look lovely.
Meanwhile, John, Natasha's father, is ready to take the first of his daughters to the church to get married.
Not getting nervous, no?
Yeah, a little bit now.
At least Eddie got the bride a dress, which is more that can be said for the bridesmaids.
We couldn't wait for Eddie to pick the dresses, so we had to just do it ourselves.
Niamh, will you get the door?
It took us a while to kind of pick a dress, but in the end we did, and I think we made the right decision in the end.
Ah, about time.
What time did Eddie tell you to come?
12. I'm on time.
12 o'clock. I have to start making lists of things I have to put them up on.
And now, time for the parade of the bridesmaids.
Hey, look at she. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Beautiful. I think it's lovely with the navy, isn't it?
Do you like the navy though?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
You sure?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You can always take them back now. Get something else.
I still can't believe that I'm getting married today. Like, even though I was like, oh, once the hair and the makeup is done, you'll be, you know, it'll hitch then. But no, I'm still all over the place. So I think just once I get to the church, I'll probably just start floods of tears. I'll be really nervous. Just really happy to see him. Yeah.
With the wedding now half an hour away, shouldn't the bride be putting her dress on? Meanwhile, Mum puts the final touches on the groom.
Very emotional at the moment. The makeup will be gone off me.
Now the moment John has been waiting for. His little girl is a blushing bride.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Lovely dress. Look at $1 million.
Thanks, Daddy. Love ya.
It's getting late now.
I'm late. Kill me.
He'll wait. He'll wait.
One more go, Ed. Loud and proud.
I Eddie, take you.
Maybe she should take the scenic route, because Eddie still has no idea what to say when she gets to the altar.
I, Eddie, give you this ring as a symbol of our faithful love. Is that it?
Bit of a brain fart here.
As a sign of her. What did I say?
Symbol.
Eddie, precious ring, symbol of our faithful love. Sign.
Natasha is now an hour late for her own wedding. But will she be a happy camper when she sees her transport?
What do you think?
What is it? Like, it's not a wedding car.
Mind your head now.
Yeah, put your foot up.
It's not old, it's vintage, with a special seat for Coco.
Right, so we'll see you at church then.
See you there. Don't be late.
Fortunately, the guests are still there, and if Eddie doesn't know his lines by now, he never will.
This ring as a symbol. No.
And it seems he never will. Now an hour and a half late, at least Natasha's on the road, but she has no idea where she's getting married. If she doesn't get here soon, she'll have a whole church to herself.
She's looking down on you, she's giving you strength down now, yeah?
Yeah.
She's delighted for you now today. For us all, yeah.
Finally, the guests realise that Eddie didn't get the date wrong after all. And at last, here comes the bride. No rush. They've waited this long. What's another few minutes?
You ready?
It's been a long 3 weeks.
I invite you then to declare before God and His church your consent to become husband and wife.
I, Eddie, take you and Natasha as my wife.
Better for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
For the days of our lives. Amen. Is it going to fit?
It will never come off.
Oh, no.
Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The happy couple are back together. But now Natasha's in for a magical mystery tour to her wedding reception.
Oh, are we leaving Waterford?
Let's see.
Get nervous now.
Well, she hasn't left Waterford. And she's not going to. The good news is, she's nearly there.
When we pulled in, first of all, I was like, oh.
Okay, please come through.
But when I saw everyone, it made me feel really, really nice.
Yo, look at the stage.
Oh my God, look!
Mind yourself. Go on.
Oh my God!
See, so this is kind of like the fun area, and then down here you have like the dining area.
Completely blown away. Are all the places that we've been to there?
On the way home, like look, San Francisco, whatever, Hawaii, stuff like that.
When I walked in and I saw the way the room was decorated, I was completely blown away. And it's really cool. I've never actually seen anything like this ever. This is just unreal. It's actually unbelievable. I don't know how you done it.
It's so romantic. It's so surprising for a man.
Not bad for a man who had just 3 weeks and €10,000 to make his bride's dreams come true.
When the day arrived, everything was a surprise for us all, including me.
I just want to say that he done a really, really good job and that I'm really, really happy. I couldn't be any happier.
I think 10 out of 10 for dedication and hard work, because he really sounds like he worked for this for 3 weeks.
I just like to say congratulations to Natasha and Teddy, and hope it all works out. And He was going to pull out there at one stage.
Yeah, there was talks of him pulling out. There was like, I think
But,
with time constraints, you know, kind of organising things within 3 weeks and stuff. Men aren't built to do that.
You might think it just falls into place easily. I can tell you now, it just doesn't.
Stress,
Nerves.
arguing, everything mixed together. It was like a hurricane at times, wasn't it? Yeah.
Could we give a nice round of applause for Natasha and Eddie, the first dance of their married life, folks. Here they come.
The fact that he planned it and the fact that he added the special touches to it, it's what's making it so special for me.
Pick the perfect girl. That's the main thing. That's it.
But now you always give out to me about I haven't a sister, everyone else have a sister. But now
I
you
have
have
one.
I think all we want to do now is go down to the bar and drink.
I don't think I've ever been as happy as I have been today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Water.